All right, we'll get it started with Colin O'Brien.
Cayla, sorry, you got the party started there in the second inning. I muted myself. Sorry about that. Coach said the good thing about games like this is that when she tells you about making adjustments and changing your plan, and then the results go in your favor, that gives you guys that confidence. What were some of those things that you guys did differently today and that went right for you?
I think that we focused on us today. You know, we didn't make the game bigger than it was. And I mean, obviously, like each team is good enough to be here and every team is going to come out wanting to win. And I think that we need to play the way we've been playing all season. And that's just kind of with the chip on our shoulder and doing what we do and playing for each other. And I think that was the biggest difference going into today was we stuck to us.
All right, Natalie Jones.
What do you think it says about the fight of this team? You know, you mentioned getting back to doing you guys. What do you think this kind of win, especially after yesterday's game, says about you guys?
I think that it just goes to show that we're never out of a game. You know, no matter who we're playing, no matter who we're up against, like if we stay true to us and we play for one another, there's nobody out there that can beat us. And, you know, take aside the wins and the losses, I think in the end of the day, if we play our game and we stick to us and we play for one another and we go back to the basics and we play good softball, that's a win in its own self. And I think that the more we focus on that, the better that we do.
Eric Blum.
Hey, Cayla, is honestly throwing so hard so when you get the barrel of the bat on it, you just knew that home run was out right away, or walking kind of through that at bat?
I wasn't going to let her beat me again. You know, she's a great pitcher. Don't get me wrong. You know, she throws hard and she spots the ball and her ball moves. But I think that I had a different approach going into today. And I was just trying to get ahead and stick to my game and stick to what I know and, you know, put a good piece of the barrel on the ball. And that's really what I was doing that at bat. And luckily it went in my favor.
Blair Kirchhoff.
Cayla, before the first home run, there was a bit of a delay. I think there was some confusion with the count or something. And I'm just wondering, does that help you lock in and focus a little bit more?
I don't think that it really made a difference. I just, like, as a hitter, wanted to make sure that I knew what count it was. Not that it necessarily changes my approach or anything. Regardless, I still had 2 strikes on me, but you know, I think that if the count was 3-2, like I had set up on the board, then that kind of changes my approach a little bit when it comes to expanding the zone. But, you know, I just kind of wanted to be sure and make sure that we were all on the same page. So nothing crazy happened.
Okay.
Colin O'Brien.
Yeah, Cayla, I know both Coach and Lauren have said a couple times this season that her emotions can get the better of her, but for her to do what she did today, I mean, no walks especially, how have you seen that maturity and that composure kind of improve for her as the season has gone and today making her super regional debut?
You know, I think it's so cool. I mean, being a freshman, regardless, that's so hard to step into this environment if you've never experienced it before. And I think that our whole pitching staff, you can consider freshmen, you know, because they didn't get a postseason last year and they got a shortened season. And I think what they're doing right now is truly remarkable. Like, they have worked so hard to get to this point and they have put so much faith into themselves, you know, and I know it's so hard being a pitcher because if things don't go your way, like, it's frustrating and I get that, but you know, they've done it with grace. And I think that they've really stepped up and, you know, they have put themselves in a situation to succeed because they've put their trust into the offense and the defense. And I think that takes a little bit of pressure off them also.
All right, Natalie Jones.
You know, quick turnaround tomorrow. What's the next few hours and tomorrow going to look like for you guys, kind of getting in that right mindset?
Going to bed and getting a good night's sleep. You know, I don't know. Like, here's the thing. Like, we can't play with the fear of losing, you know, and that's the one thing that coach says. And, you know, Kendall, like our second baseman, you know, she pulled us all together at the beginning or before the game started. And she was like, listen, like, we have played so good up until this point. Like, we know what to do. We need to trust. We know what to do and, you know, play our game. And I think going into tomorrow, like, yes, there's a lot on the line, but we can't think that way. You know, like, we just have to play good softball and the ball is going to fall where it's going to fall. Like, you know, in the end of the day, if you can walk away knowing you put your best foot forward, that's all we can ask for. And I think as a team, if we show out the way we did today and focus on us and nobody else, like, I think that that's going to help us go way farther.
And last question for Cayla from Taylor Smith.
Hey, Cayla, back to your first home run. What was that energy like stepping back into the dugout, and how did that kind of carry your guys' confidence through that second inning?
The energy is crazy, like crazy when you hit a home run, especially with a packed stadium. It's so cool. Like, you know, there is nothing better. And I will say this till the day that I die, that there's nothing better than hugging your teammates after a home run and coming into the dugout and them cheering and screaming and hugging you and like just enjoying that moment together. And like, it's so cool. And I think that, you know, like I said before, when we play for one another, like, that's not just like my home run, like that's our home run. Like, we're doing this for our fans. We're doing this for each other. Like, we deserve this and we deserve to be here. And it's like, having those moments are so cool, but sharing them together makes it that much better. Thank you guys.